Welcome into La Playa Stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara College. I am CJ Silas alongside my broadcast partner, Irvin Kiger. Welcome in to Game 8 of the Allen Hancock football season. The Bulldogs looking to continue their undefeated play in Pacific League action, beating Santa Monica last week 27-0, a 5-2 overall record for your Bulldogs, 2-0 in the Pacific League. And the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara are 2-5 overall, 1-1 in Pacific League. They lost at LA Harbor last week 35-10. And the truth is, Irvin, we started our broadcast career together at this stadium.
Correct.
8 years ago, and I've been all over the country for college football, pro football, all of it. And I have never in my life been to a more incredible view at a football stadium.
You know, most times, ZJ, I want to get a word in edgewise. Today you can talk all you want because I'm just going to look at the harbor, the boats, and the ocean, and everything else.
And the sailboat class or the race, whatever's going on.
Absolutely.
Right off the coast.
I used to do that at one point, actually.
You did?
Yeah, in Australia.
Oh, my goodness. You've had a long life.
Yeah, at my age, you're right.
It's a big game for both of these teams. For the Vaqueros, trying to stay alive in the Pacific League, seeing as that there are only 5 league games for the teams in this league, and the Bulldogs looking to stay undefeated in the league and get to their 3rd straight bowl game. After last week's shutout of the Corsairs from Santa Monica College, what do you think Chris Dutra and his squad needs to do to continue in the right direction?
Well, you know, defensively last week, they were tremendous. They only gave up 16 yards on the ground, and they gave up a total of 98 yards. So they gave up 82 yards through the air. Defensively, they did really well. What I really like, and they've already changed it a bit in the last couple of games, is they're letting Matt Garcia throw the ball a little more. Even though it's 80% run, 20% passed, he has been extremely efficient. He was 9 of 12 2 weeks ago, and last week it was much the same thing where he was just so efficient. He threw the ball to open up the run. Because remember last week between the tackles, Hancock was not doing very well at all. What Santa Monica did is their safeties were no more than 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. So they were really playing the run, and they said, throw the ball in the air, and let's see if you can beat us. And Hancock did.
And you're looking at Matt Garcia when you check out the statistics in the Pacific League. He's number 6 overall, averaging 80.6 yards per game. He's number 3 in a tie in passing touchdowns per game for the Bulldogs. And he is definitely doing the job that the offense needs from the Bulldogs. Defensively, it was a great week as well, as you mentioned, for the Bulldogs. But getting off on the right foot is crucial to start out the game.
You're right, because number one, Hancock is not a team that can play from behind very well. And we've seen that against Ventura. We saw it against Citrus. And if they're forced to put the ball in the air a whole lot, they're going to have some problems. Their run game is their strong suit. They've got to continue doing that. And you're right, they got to get off to a quick start.
They are doing the coin toss on the field. And it looks like Santa Barbara might have won the toss. It is a glorious day for college football. The Vaqueros will be moving from right to left, wearing their red jerseys and their black numbers. The Bulldogs of Hancock College are moving from left to right, and they will receive the kickoff to start this game, meaning that the Vaqueros are going to defer the kickoff to the second half. The Bulldogs, I'm going to let you know right now, are wearing a jersey with a white number. I cannot see a single number on because of the way the sun is directly into our eyes. We're outside here at La Playa Stadium, Irvin and I. The press box is to our right, and it's going to be a little bit difficult. We will do our best. I will do my best to get the right numbers, and hopefully Charles Summer, who is our stadium announcer and also our one of our backup play-by-play announcers, will help us a little bit with the numbers because it's very difficult. Yeah, we're going to need a spotter, and we pay big bucks for that job.
Yeah, and you know, you say that they defer to the second
Welcome back to La Playa Stadium. After our national anthem, we are just about set to get underway. We were talking about deferring the kick.
Yeah, Chris Dutra was kind of like, he was one of the first ones to, I saw people doing that. Now they're doing it in the NFL. They're doing
Everybody's
it in all
doing
college games.
Yes.
Because they want that defensive team to get out there first. And I give Chris Dutra a lot of credit because he was the first one I ever saw do that.
Kicking for the Vaqueros today on Craig Meropoulos' staff. Craig Meropoulos in his 13th season as the head coach for the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara College. Kicking off for the Vaqueros, Jesse Malcoy, a local kid out of Goleta. He wears number 42, I always like that. And back to receive for the Bulldogs. I think it's Qualik Davis, the sophomore out of Bishop McDevitt. Welcome into Allen Hancock College football. Your Bulldogs are 5-2 on the season, looking for win number 6 and their third straight Pacific League win. The kick is up. Davis drops it in the end zone and decides to take a knee.
Right.
he wanted to make the Vaqueros work just a little bit before he made his decision. They'll come out, and the Bulldogs will have their first offensive possession.
And I will say throughout the broadcast, be kind, especially to C.J. Silas. Seriously, those numbers are impossible to see.
It's okay. We have Charles Summer. He's our spotter.
So if anything's wrong, we can blame it on him?
Yeah, we'll blame Charles. Charles, is it okay if I make an announcement today about your good news? Charles Summer.
Supposed to go to the 25.
That's true. Why are they at the 20? Good question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh,
now they're moving
it.
the football.
See, what's really cool is that the officials have a headset in to Irvin Kiger's microphone. It'll be first and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 25. DJ Whitmill is back in the backfield. Garcia decides he's going to pass. And he's looking far downfield across midfield, and it's incomplete.
And Garcia just threw
Looks like it was meant for Ray Young.
Yeah, Garcia should have thrown the ball a little more into the center of the field. It was behind the receiver. If it had thrown it in the center of the field, Ray had his body between the defender and the ball, and it would have been a nice reception.
I don't have a great memory, but I think the first play from scrimmage last week, Garcia threw as well.
That's correct.
This time, it's a run play on the near side just across the 30 with Eddie Battle carrying the ball. So Charles Summer, who is the host of Slowpoke Sports on ESPN Radio 1280 and FM 101.7, the aquatic director for Lompoc. He's also our stadium announcer for the Bulldogs and does some fill-in work here, is going to spot for me today. And I have to say, I'm probably more thankful to have him than anything else today. DJ Whitmill, he gets right to the 35. We'll see where they spot it. If they spot it correctly, it looks like the Bulldogs will have their first down of the ball game.
And they're moving the chain. So, yeah, that's absolutely right. It was the left foot, right foot spot, and the Bulldogs got the spot, and so Whitmill had 137 yards last year. This young man has been playing excellent football all year. You know that? He's got 771 yards coming into today's game.
The sophomore out of North Kansas City High School in Kansas City, Missouri. It's first and 10 now from the 35. Welcome into Bulldog football. It's Battle. He gets to the 40. And he's dropped for a 5-yard gain.
That's still a pickup of 5 yards. I love 5 yards. It just opens up the playbook for the offensive coordinator when you've got 2nd and 5 or 2nd and short.
It's a 2nd and 5. No score here early in the ball game. Live from La Playa Stadium, Irvin Kiger and C.J. Silas. Bulldog football. Garcia wants to pass again, this time looking to the near sideline for Young again. Young feels like he was tripped up by defensive back Tyree Barton, but there's no flag on the play.
Well, it looked like they both got their legs kind of tangled with one another, and Young fell down, didn't have an opportunity to catch the ball because it was overthrown. But if he hadn't fallen to the ground, there's a good chance he would have been right there.
It is a perfect day for college football here in California. The temperatures in the mid-70s. You've got parasailers and sailboats. It's a gorgeous day at La Playa. 3rd and 5. Garcia, he's in trouble, and he's going to get sacked at the 30.
And Garcia did exactly what he had to do. He had absolutely no opportunity to get out here in the right flat. He held onto the ball.
Pulled
he
it
did
into
not
his
force
chest.
it.
Yep. That was a heads-up play.
Yeah. Take the 4th down, punt the ball, and wait for another day.
Garcia's really come into his own. He's a sophomore from Pioneer Valley, didn't get playing time last year, and he started on the bench for Chris Dutra. Gavin Grandal was a starting quarterback. But really, as soon as Garcia got into the game,
there's a penalty. I don't know what it was. Defensive holding.
Wow. Look at the sticks moving down the field all the way to the midfield line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. As I was saying, Matt Garcia, when he started running the offense for Chris Dutra, has really continued to improve week after week after week. And that's partly the confidence from the staff, but it's also his own confidence.
You're absolutely right.
1st and 10, he gives it to Whitmill. He finds a hole on the right. He's going. Whitmill to the 30, the 25, and he dives across the 20 for a 30-plus yard run, DJ Whitmill.
Yeah, about a 31-yard run by Whitmill. As I said, Whitmill, 110 yards a game so far this year. The young man will be playing somewhere on Saturdays next year. And what I like about Garcia is he's played well enough. He hasn't made the mistakes. You understand what I mean?
I do.
He's allowed the offense to do what they need to do, and the young man's grown in that position.
Only 2 interceptions this season for Matt Garcia. We're in game 8 of the Bulldogs season, 5-2 overall, looking for win number 3 in the Pacific League. 1st and 10. This time it's Battle. Battle finds a hole. Battle into the end zone. Touchdown, Eddie Battle. A 20-yard touchdown run for the sophomore out of Henry County High School in McDonough, Georgia. 6-0, Bulldogs with the lead.
75-yard touchdown drive aided by that penalty on 3rd down, which really benefited the Bulldogs. And from there, a couple of nice runs, and boom, Bob's your uncle there ahead 6-0.
Zacharias coming in for the extra point attempt. He's 30 for 33 this season on extra points. Not much wind right now, and it's up. And it's good. Bulldogs on the board first with just over 12 minutes remaining in the first. It's Allen Hancock College 7, the Vaqueros nothing. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years. American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience. Sure. Hello. Welcome back. CJ Silas, that's me. He's Irvin Kiger. Welcome into Bulldog football. Hancock gets on the board first, 7-0, a 20-yard touchdown run by Eddie Battle, extra point by Zacharias, and it's 7-0. The visiting Bulldogs with the lead from a gorgeous day and an incredible stadium, La Playa Stadium.
Yeah, that drive was 7 plays, 75 yards, as you said. It took 2 minutes and 56 seconds off the clock. The Bulldogs did exactly what they needed to do. They threw it a couple of times, opens up the pass game, even though they did not complete the passes. Bulldogs are playing in front.
The kick is up. Fielded at the 19 by the Vaqueros. Crosses the 30. He's still on his feet past the 40. Takes a few Bulldogs to tackle him at the 46-yard line.
That's a 27-yard return. Nice return.
Alex Stockton wasn't back as far back as the return team. He was the second line of returners, and it's his first kick return of the season. Stockton with a nice run, a freshman out of Sandpoint, Idaho. I think he's a tight end for Craig Moropoulos. Yep. 1st and 10 for the Vaqueros from the 46. Complete pass at midfield. Jamal Cornwell, one of the main weapons Craig Maropoulos uses offensively.
That's his 37th reception on the year.
He's from San Ramon. I think he actually played at Cal and then transferred to Santa Barbara. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for Santa Barbara. Clevin gives it to Bayonne. I hope I'm saying that right. Bayonne, the running back out of the University of Akron. He's a sophomore transfer from West Palm Beach.
Tried to come to the left side. There was no room. I mean, the defense just collapsed on him, throwing for a loss. Brings up 3rd and 7 for the Vaqueros.
7-0. Bulldogs with an early lead here. Bradley Clevin, the sophomore quarterback, is out of Martin Luther King High School in Riverside, California. 6 touchdowns on the season. He's in the shotgun. And then the play option. He finds Stockton for the complete pass. Not enough for a first down.
He had a receiver downfield that was about 5 yards at separation from any defender that I thought he should have gone to, but brings up 4th down.
Santa Barbara is going to take a quick timeout. We will take a timeout as well. You are listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Community Bank of Santa Maria for Santa Maria style banking. That's what they call a home field advantage. Visit them online at yourcbsm.com or visit one of the branches located at 2739 Santa Maria Way or 1421 South Broadway in Santa Maria.
Welcome back to LaPlaya Stadium. The punt is up. There's nobody back to field it. It bounces at the 10. A couple of Vaqueros are hanging around, and it rolls a short roll to the 8. The Bulldogs will take over their second possession early here.
Nice punt, too. I mean, you look at Ray Shaw. He's been averaging 35.8 yards per carry, but that's the 15th time this year that he has had a punt inside the 20-yard line. That was a 40-yard punt for the Vaqueros. Did exactly what he was put out there to do.
Bulldogs, 92 yards to the end zone, and it's a 1st and 10 from the 8. Garcia on the handoff. Maurice Smith, the ball carrier.
Getting a little chippy already, isn't it? But you're looking at inter-county squads. I mean,
it's the only two.
Yeah, a lot of these kids have played together. If in youth football, high school, or against one another, they know each other a lot. You throw out the records on this sort of game. It's just kind of a rivalry sort of game.
There are a couple of kids on the Vaqueros squad that are from Santa Ynez and Longpoke.
Yes.
A couple local kids. Desmond Newkirk in the backfield. Garcia under center. He gives it to the running back. He finds a hole, a first down and more. He is at the 40, and he's tackled at the 45. Desmond Newkirk, his first touch of the game, and a solid run, almost untouched near midfield.
Hey, Newkirk came in with 56 carries, 295 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and right now between the tackles, the Bulldogs are owning everything on the line of scrimmage. 31-yard run by Newkirk.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 45. This time, the running back gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1.
Now, much the same today as it was last week. The first set of downs, they had 2 different running backs.
Whitmill and Battle.
Yes, and now they bring in Newkirk
and Smith.
And a lot of this is posturing for next year, too. Let's face it, because, I mean, every year Chris Dutra comes up with a running back or two that is tremendous that goes on to play at a 4-year school afterwards.
Newkirk and Smith are both freshmen, where Whitmill and Battle are sophomores. This one is Newkirk. Backs are in the eye. He gets it. He finds a little hole near the left hash mark. And he has a first down.
Yes, he does.
Before he's tackled by the Vaqueros inside the 45.
Right off that left tackle, and the blocking up front by the Bulldog offensive line is tremendous so far today. I mean, they're just opening holes that even I could run through, and that's that's something that you'd pay to see that, folks.
I would. I would pay a lot. I'd like to be one of your blockers.
As I'm sitting here looking at the coastline, with the sailboat races, drinking my green tea and eating cashews. Talk about the California life.
First and 10 from the 44.
Slumdog Irvin, that's what they call me.
Oh, my gosh. This one, Smith carries the ball. Not much room for him to run. Just as you said that, there's a sailboat class or something. I don't know if you can get that on camera, Brian, to show the viewers. It's just incredible. And then a jet ski goes right by. It's hard to not be distracted by the beauty in the bay here in Santa Barbara. 2nd and 10. This time there is some room to run. And Newkirk gets about 8.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.
We were guesstimating, you and I. We're professional guesstimators.
Yeah.
We gave them more yardage than they got. It'll turn into a third and 4. Ball's on the 38.5. This time Garcia wants to throw, and it's complete inside the 45, but I don't think it's enough for a first down.
No.
Young, the receiver.
He's about a yard and a half short. I would not be surprised, though, if Chris Dutra and his staff go for it here.
He did this last week against Santa Monica, remember, early in the game.
It's going to be 4th down and about a yard to go.
Showing confidence in his offense, but also showing Santa Barbara that they're not afraid to go for it on a situation like this early in the game with a 7-0 lead.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they're showing lots of confidence in their defensive line right now.
They're showing a little confidence in us, Irvin.
Yes.
4th and short.
Hancock, 5 of 12 this year on 4th down.
And there's a Bulldog first down by Desmond Newkirk. With 5:15 remaining here in the first, Bulldogs on a gutsy play, and it comes out in Alan Hancock's direction for a 1st and 10 from the 34.
I mean, he's got to be really satisfied, he being Chris Dutra and his staff with the defensive side of the ball, the way they've been playing the last few weeks. I mean, even though it's at midfield, if we don't make it, we think our defense will hold them.
1st and 10. Smith, a couple juke moves in the middle of the tackles, maybe got a couple yards.
Yeah.
2 yards.
Smith so far this year has got 284 yards coming into today's play. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry. As I said last week, all the running backs are averaging 4 point or better on every carry, which is pretty darn good.
2nd and 8. Newkirk. And he makes a cut to the right. He thought he had some space, but out of nowhere comes the defensive back, Patrick Dill, to take him down by his ankles.
You know, that play looked like it was designed to go to the left and go over the left side of the
and
offensive line.
He changed his mind right at the last minute. He thought he saw a hole, right?
The linebacker, not the linebacker, but the fullback went up and threw a block on the linebacker. I think if he would have gone to the left, he would have made more yardage.
No gain on the play. A 3rd and 8. Backs are in the eye here with 3.5 minutes remaining in the first. Smith. He dives forward. I don't think he got enough, Irvin. So
no.
Does Dutra go for? Oh, and it looks like there's A, a flag, and B, the Vaqueros are acting as if they recovered a fumble.
Yeah, that's I agree with you there. But a flag did come in late.
Ladies and gentlemen, Irvin Kiger agreed with C.J. Silas. Bulletin.
Hey, I've already agreed with you once today, too, when we went to this little coffee bar that you took me to.
Handlebar Coffee in Santa Barbara, one of the best. I had a turmeric latte.
That's where I'm drinking my iced green tea.
Green tea, of course. Is your pinky up?
Absolutely. My wife was English.
Yeah, she
They waved the flag off.
No flag, and it looks like, well, but wouldn't it be fourth down now?
That's what I would have thought.
It is fourth down. Remember, the sticks and the markers, field markers are volunteers. I like to remind people of that. It's a 4th and 6, and the Bulldogs are going for it. For the second time on this drive, they're going for it on fourth down. And now there is a timeout on the field, and we will take a timeout as well. The Bulldogs use their first timeout of the first half with 3:05 remaining in the first quarter. Bulldogs up 7-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at Athletics. JohnHancockCollege.edu.
Culligan has the equipment and experience necessary to serve all of your water needs, including water softening, reverse osmosis drinking water, salt-free solutions, bottle-free coolers, and water filtration systems for both residential and commercial properties. Oxford Suites, located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates.
Welcome back to La Playa Stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara College. The Bulldogs going for it on a 4th and 6. Garcia, a complete pass on the near sideline, and it looks like it's enough for a Bulldog first down. Kajon Lakes, his first reception of the day, and another gutsy call by Chris Dutra, and another Bulldog first down.
And what I liked is that Kajon Lakes ran to the sticks. He knew where the first down was. If I'm going to catch this ball, it's going to be for a first down. Going into that play, the Bulldogs was 11 plays, 6 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock so far on this drive prior to that last play. Thank you, Charles.
1st and 10. And it is a run play. A 20-yard touchdown run for the Bulldogs. Maurice Smith. What a run, his 10th touchdown of the season. Maurice Smith leads the Pacific League with 9 touchdowns.
10 now.
And nobody is close to him. Number 2 is 5 touchdowns, and now with his 10th, he is in a comfortable lead with most touchdowns on the ground by a Pacific League player. The extra point is up. It is good. And the Bulldogs, with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, now lead it 14-0 over the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara. You are listening to Bulldog Football at Athletics.HancockCollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
The wind is picked up here at La Playa Stadium with 2:25 to go in the first. Maurice Smith with his 10th touchdown of the season, a 20-yard touchdown run, made it 13-0. Bulldogs. Zacharias with another extra point. Bulldogs lead it 14-0, and now the Vaqueros will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24.
That last drive for the Bulldogs set 13 plays. They went 92 yards, 7 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, culminated with a 13-yard touchdown by Smith. Or 20-yard, I'm sorry, his. And also so far today, and we're still in the first quarter, the Bulldogs have 144 yards on the ground. They average 288. They're just running like they're running downhill, CJ.
I'm curious how much time of possession. It feels like Santa Barbara hasn't been on the field offensively at all. An incomplete pass. It was tapped by, I I think Lee Vongzi. Incomplete. Now it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35.
And something else that the Bulldogs have been doing the last couple of weeks, which I really, really appreciate, is the fact that the defensive backs are not allowing receivers to get behind them. There was about...
Yeah, you were saying that last week.
Yeah, there was 3 or 4 games where they did, and it came back to bite them.
2nd and 10. Blevin in the shotgun. This time it's a complete pass right at the 45, but what a hit.
It moves the chains. It's a first down for the Vaqueros. Clevin coming in with 69 of 137 passes, averaging about 50% completion rate.
Gerard favors the receiver. Another kid on Santa Barbara's squad from Martin Luther King High School in Riverside. It's a first down. Is it their first down of the game?
No, it's their second.
Second. 1st and 10 from the 45. From the shotgun. Clevin on the play action. He's running to his right. He's in trouble. Looks like he's going to keep it, and he does, and runs out of bounds just inside the 50 for a short gain. Looks like he didn't see any receivers and decided to take the safe route and ran out of bounds for a short gain.
I think that was a good choice by the quarterback, Clevin. I mean, he picked up 5 yards. It brings up about 4 yards. It brings up 2nd and 6. But, I mean, it was positive yardage, and there was nobody downfield that was open.
1:26 on the clock. Bulldogs up 14-0. It's a 2nd and 6 for the Vaqueros. In motion is Bailey. Jamal Cornwell. Complete pass for a few yards. Almost no gain on that play. Under a minute remaining here in the first. No gain. 3rd and 6 from LaPlaya Stadium. Clevin's got 3 wide receivers. From the pistol. He wants to pass right away. Looking down the far sideline, it's complete. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's Favors again.
Nice route by Favors. He went down about 10 yards and then cut it straight out. The defensive back was behind him. The nice pass by Clevin. Nice first down for the Vaqueros. They're moving the ball right now through the air.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 35. 15 seconds to go. The play clock is a little bit behind. The game clock is 7. Play clock's 12. Looks like they might try to get a play off before the clock ticks down in the first quarter, and they didn't. After 1 quarter of play, the Bulldogs up 14-0. We will come back with second quarter action. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Culligan has the equipment and experience necessary to serve all of your water needs, including water softening, reverse osmosis drinking water, salt-free solutions, bottle-free coolers, and water filtration systems for both residential and commercial properties.
Welcome back to LaPlaya Stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara College. Irvin Kiger and C.J. Silas. Allen Hancock College football. The Bulldogs up 14-0. The Vaqueros, a 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 35 to open up this second quarter.
You know, it's easy for me to say hi up here on the western side of the suburbs, or western side of the stadium. If the receiver had just knocked the ball down, they would have been better off. They wouldn't have lost the 5 yards. In that first quarter, Santa Barbara City had 36 yards through the air, no yards rushing.
Wow.
Alan Hancock, 13 yards through the air and 144 yards
Oh, man.
rushing.
One quarter. I think we're in for it. We're in for a lot of rushing. Chris Dutra does his homework, that's for sure. 2nd and 14. Clevin looking to pass. It's a high pass on the near sideline into double coverage. It's incomplete.
I think the receiver stepped out of bounds. Is that why the referee throws his hat?
Yes, he threw his hat.
So if he would have caught the ball, it would have been incomplete, correct? Because he has to take a couple of steps back inside?
Before he can catch the ball, yes. Gosh, you're smart.
Even at my age, I'm learning.
At your age, I'll be learning too. 14-0 Bulldogs with the lead. It's now a 3rd and 14 for the home Vaqueros, trailing by 14 to the Bulldogs. This one on the play action on the near side. It's a complete pass to Alec Stockton. It's just inside the original line of scrimmage for a gain of about 6. So it'll be 4th and long.
This is where a coach earns his keep. It earns his money. Does he go for it or does he? I think where it's at now, he will go for it.
I think right. It looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Yeah.
It's early in the game.
I mean, you're 2-5. You're down 14-0.
The play clock's at 10. Clevin is heading back to the huddle. And I don't know if he realizes they only have 3 seconds left on the play clock.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
They took the penalty.
I guess they're going to punt the ball then.
What's the strategy on that, Irvin?
It gives them more room to kick. You know, like the last one.
Yeah. I get it. So
the last one he kicked a 40-yard kick and he's inside the 10. It was a beautiful kick.
Instead of automatically going into the end zone since you're so close.
Yes.
Not in field goal range, but you want to get back a little bit. I see. And here they come. Ray Shea, the punter. Kicks up. It's a very short kick. It bounces at the 18 and then rolls towards the Vaqueros, and they bat it down and send it back to the original spot where it fell, and the officials will place it on the 20-yard line. Bulldogs will come in. And they'll go ahead, Irvin.
16-yard punt there by Ray Shaw.
Wow.
A little different than his first one, but
came into the game with 38 punts. It's a lot of punts.
But he's averaging 36 yards. That's not bad.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 21. Garcia hands it off. Terrence Rayner getting his first action today, the freshman running back out of Havelock, North Carolina. He gains 2 yards. Our top-notch statistician, Charles Summer, didn't even have Rayner on his list. Rayner getting some action.
Ooh, just throw him underneath the bus.
No, it's because he's surprised. Well, Rayner coming into the game has 47 carries.
For 225 yards.
But most recently, DJ Whitmill and Maurice Smith, Eddie Battle, and Desmond Newkirk getting most of the action. This time, Maurice Smith is back. And he gains 6 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and a long one. I wasn't throwing him under the bus. Listen, I can't even see the numbers. I'm lucky Charles is here. Otherwise, it'd be the same guy running the ball on every play.
Jim Shorts.
Yep, he's a good runner. Looks like the Bulldogs might have gotten a first down on Rayner's 2nd carry of the game.
Got just what he needed.
And it is
Moving
a Bulldog first down on the 3-yard run by the freshman Terrence Rayner. A nice breeze here in Santa Barbara, California.
It's got to be pushing 80 degrees, don't you reckon?
It is. And you've got a little smoke in the air, sending out all of our love and support to the rest of the state that is dealing with fires everywhere, both north, south, and a little east of us.
You know, I have friends in England, and a lot of the English newspapers they carry many a story on how the first responders here in California are going to fires in southern and in northern California, and we thank every one of them.
5-yard completion by the Bulldogs, 11-13. Ticking on the clock here. Another run play by Alan Hancock. Not enough. Actually, right back to the line of scrimmage, unless maybe about a yard gain. Rayner, the ball carrier again.
Yeah, it's going to bring up third and about 3.5.
76 degrees from the weatherman, Brian Dill.
Feels warmer.
It's because you're wearing your velvet jogging suit.
I'm not that old.
Your maroon jogging suit and slippers. It's a 3rd and 4.
Flannel pajamas. Bottom.
Garcia rolling to his right. He's in trouble, and he's sacked.
No, he's not.
No,
sacked.
actually, he got a couple yards.
Yeah, he's close to that
That
first
was a
down.
That was a nice run by Matt Garcia. And he did. Wow. That's a fail for the broadcaster. Matt Garcia with a 4-yard run and a Bulldog first down.
That's because you were too busy trying to address my attire.
It was karma because I was accusing you of wearing pajamas to the game. It's all on me. I'll take it. 1st and 10. About 10 minutes left in the first half. And what a run by Rayner for another Bulldog first down. Look at that.
He popped it outside around that left side, got around the edge, and picked up another first down by Rayner. Rayner's running the ball really well today.
He is. He's got 4 touchdowns this season. My mom would say he's not chopped liver. I don't know what that means, but it's a cliche I wanted to throw in. 1st and 10, Bulldogs with a 14-point lead. Live from La Playa Stadium. Next week, the Bulldogs will be at home against Pierce. This one, a pass play, but it's out of bounds, intended for Kajon Lakes. Pierce comes to town next week for a 1 o'clock kickoff. It's also the last home game of the year during the regular season, so we'll recognize the sophomores. Hopefully to see you out at Allen Hancock College on Saturday, November 9th. It's November. We have to change our clocks tonight. Don't forget.
Yes, we do.
2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so that'll probably means you'll change yours tomorrow morning. Me too. I might just stay up till 2 just to change the clock.
Yeah, right.
2nd and 10. A nice run by the Bulldogs. Rayner again.
You know, many of my employees are going, oh, geez, we get another hour's sleep. They don't get up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. What difference does it make?
Kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Kids.
Brings up third and about 1.5 yards for the Bulldogs.
The run is working for the Bulldogs today. No question. What a jump over the defenders for a Bulldog first down. Desmond Newkirk. What a play. Newkirk comes in, gets the ball, and takes a leap. Wonder if he ran track. It looked like he was hurdling 3 or 4 defensive players. And it's a Bulldog first down from the 30-yard line in Santa Barbara territory. Lots of noise coming from the sidelines. Some confusion on the field. 2 wide receivers in motion to the near side. And Garcia rolling right. This time, a quick pass to Chase Hansen, the tight end.
And Mr. Hansen, who showed up on the radar last week, that tight end goes down about 5 yards, cuts out to the flat.
And another first down.
Second completion today for Garcia. That's why he was clearing everybody off that right side.
Those 2 wide receivers came in motion to the left.
Yeah.
And that let Hansen find his way. First and 10 from the 11. This one is Eddie Battle, and he runs into trouble. No yards on the play. I think he lost a couple. Maybe a 1 yard loss.
We'll see when they move the sticks, if they do.
No gain. 1 yard loss, second and 11. And there's a hole on the right for Terrence Rayner, and he jogs into the end zone for an 11-yard touchdown run. Terrence Rayner's 5th touchdown of the season.
I mean, between the tackles, the Bulldogs, this is a line of scrimmage. The offensive line is controlling everything on when they're in the ball game. Santa Barbara just does not have an answer for that offensive line right now. And, they don't get enough credit, but when you've run 288 yards, 289 yards a game, you've got to give some credit to that offensive line.
Of course, no question. A lot of blocking by those halfbacks, too. And the extra point is up. It's good. It's 21-0. Allen Hancock College with 7:01 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Community Bank of Santa Maria for Santa Maria style banking. That's what they call a home field advantage. Visit them online at yourcbsm.com or visit one of the branches located at 2739 Santa Maria Way or 1421 South Broadway in Santa Maria. Oxford Suites located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates.
It's a 21-0 lead for your Bulldogs, live from La Playa Stadium in Santa Barbara. Irvin Kiger and CJ Silas bringing you all of the play-by-play coverage of Game 8 of your Hancock Bulldog football season, 3rd league game of the season. And they've got a 21-point lead on the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara. The kick is up, fielded right on the end zone line, comes out to the 10, 15, now at the 20, still moving on the far side, crossing the 30, the 40, the 45, runs into trouble at the 50, and he is dropped.
That's a nice return, 50 yards.
Desmond Newkirk, one of the tacklers on that play for the Bulldogs. And Cade England, the kicker, made another tackle. He's got quite a few tackles this season.
That last drive for the Bulldogs, the second 13-play drive they had today, 6 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock, 79 yards, 12-yard run by Rayner for the touchdown to bring it 21-0.
Cade England is not afraid to make a tackle. I like that about the sophomore.
Fumble.
It's a 1st and 10, and it's a fumble on the snap. So it's a loss of...
And someone will get credit for a sack.
A couple yards.
They don't?
It'll be a 2nd and 13 for the Vaqueros midway through the second quarter. Bulldogs up 21-0. 3 wide receivers on the near side for Clevin. He's in the shotgun. He wants to pass. And it's complete at the 50 by Cornwell. Gains about 3 to bring it now to a 3rd and 9. Ball's on the Bulldog 49.
Yeah, right now defensively the Bulldogs they've bent a bit, but they haven't let them get in.
3rd and 9.
They're playing really well.
Clevin in the pistol. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 in the slot on the left. Clevin is gonna pass. And it's a complete pass at the 34-yard line. Cyrus Wallace. And it's a Vaquero first down.
Nice pass by Clevin. There was a lot of pressure on him. He knew he was going to get hit, and he was popped, but he threw that ball and laid it right in there.
Wallace was
first down for the
pretty
Vaqueros.
open, too. First and 10 for the Vaqueros from the 34. 5:15 clicking on the clock in the second quarter. Clevin wants to pass. This time, Cornwell, the receiver, and that's complete. Not enough for a first down. A short gain for the freshman Jamal Cornwell.
Yeah, a little down and out. Picked up about 3 yards.
Second and 7. Three wide receivers on the left. And this time, it's a handoff, and he is in trouble with nowhere to go. Great coverage by the Bulldogs. Bayoni, the ball carrier. The sophomore transfer out of the University of Akron.
Picked up what, about 1.5 yards?
Maybe, yes.
Brings up third down and 5 for the Vaqueros, who have yet to get inside the red zone of the Bulldogs so far today.
21-0 Bulldogs with the lead, just under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Live at LaPlaya Stadium. A quick pass complete to Wallace, but definitely after the completion, he lost a few yards on the play.
Yeah, I don't think that play was ever destined to make any yards. I think it was destined to fail because there was just so many Bulldogs over there that the receiver had absolutely nowhere to go. Brings up fourth down, and it looks like the Vaqueros are going to stay on the field and go for it.
On the 4th and long 6.
Fourth down so far this year, they were 4 of 8 for 50%.
About 3 minutes remaining in the first half. It's a 21-0 Bulldog lead. A 4th and 6 for Santa Barbara. Clevin looking to pass the near side. It is complete once again to Wallace for a Vaquero first down. As you said it now, first time of the day, the Vaqueros are in the red zone.
Yeah, they haven't been in the red zone too often today. I mean, this is their 8th game of the year. They've been in there 21 times, which means just a little over a couple times a game. That they've scored touchdowns on 6 of those 21 at 29%. So the Bulldogs are bending a little bit right now. There was far too much cushion out there on that right flat for the Bulldogs, and it allowed him to get that first down.
First and 10 from the 16. Split wide receivers. Cornwell in motion. It's a pass intended for Cornwell, incomplete.
You know, the quarterback Clevin is just so nonchalant in the back. In the backfield.
There's a flag.
Flag.
Pass interference. Wow. I missed it. Did you see that, Irvin?
No.
Charles? Charles is shaking his head. If Charles could yell at the officials from up here, if he had a microphone into them, he has something to say. That moves the ball to the 10-yard line. And it's a first and goal. He drops the snap, and it's a fumble, and the Bulldogs recover it. What a play. What a play for the Bulldogs. John Sniffen recovers the fumble on the snap. Clevin didn't hold on to the snap, and Sniffen was right there to dive on the ball.
Yeah, not to take anything away from the Bulldog, but the ball did just pop out of his hand.
Okay, but still.
Phil, yeah, he jumped on it.
Heads up. Heads up, John Sniffen.
Yes.
Kailua High School in Hawaii, the freshman. He's got a couple sacks this season. Now he's got a fumble recovery. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and the Bulldogs, after the fumble recovery, take over 1st and 10 from the 17. Garcia under center. DJ Whitmill, Eddie Battle, the ball carrier.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Whitmill today, have
No,
we?
we haven't. And usually when we're behind the Hancock sideline, we can see if he's hanging around the coaches to see if he's ready to go in, but they're all the way on the other side, so it's hard to see if he might be sitting down, maybe injured. He only has 2 carries today for 35 yards.
Well, with the numbers being wide, if he was hanging around the coaches, you wouldn't see him from here anyway, would you?
Right, the numbers are... They're handsome uniforms. They're just not conducive to radio and TV play-by-play, that's all.
It would be much better if it was nighttime.
I guess we weren't considered when they picked the uniforms. That's okay. I don't take it personal.
3rd and short for the Bulldogs.
Another run play for the Bulldogs. And it's a Bulldog first down.
Yes, it is.
Eddie Battle gets a first down with a couple yards on the run. Under a minute to play. Bulldogs up 21-0. And the first half will begin to wind down here.
It's been a quick half.
Irvin, really? Garcia looking to pass on the near sideline, overthrows Kajon Lakes. Hey, when he stands right here in front of me, I can see his number. He's 2. That's Kajon Lakes. Wow, I feel like I can actually see. Could they just do all the plays right over here on this sideline so that I could see who's who? Clock's down to 33, 2nd and 10. Bulldogs with a 21-0 lead. Live from LaPlaya Stadium, he's Irvin Kiger. I'm CJ Silas, our technical director, Brian Dill, and right-hand man, Charles Summer. Another run play by the Bulldogs.
Eddie Battle, the ball carrier. If he hadn't been tripped up, he would have had a lot more green in front of him.
There was a big space if he didn't get caught by the ankles.
No, there. I agree. There was.
Maybe time for one more play. With the play clock is at 25, game clock's under 10, and it looks like they're going to let it wind down. Just as the second quarter wind downs, 2 sailboats capsize in the ocean. But who's being distracted by that? Not me. The Bulldogs lead 21-0. Enjoy the halftime. We will come back with your first half statistics. Irvin Kiger and CJ Silas live from LaPlaya Stadium, where your Bulldogs have a secure lead at 21-0. We will head to the half and come back in just 15 minutes. You're listening to Bulldog Football and Athletics on HancockCollege.edu. Welcome back to La Playa Stadium. The Bulldogs are up 21-0 over the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara College. Irvin Kiger and C.J. Silas. Irvin, statistics from the first half, please, thanks to Charles Summer.
Yeah, and it's only going to be individual stats because I don't have any team stats.
Why don't you have any team stats, Irvin?
Because I'm slack. I'm sitting here,
No.
I'm drinking my iced green tea. I'm eating your cashews that are, lime and chili?
Yes, but it's because the Santa Barbara staff does not have a printer.
Okay, all right. I have a couple of team stats.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks to Charles and his calculator.
Santa Barbara City College, they've got -1 yards on the ground. They've only run the ball 4 times, as Charles Summers tells me. And through the air, they have 74 yards. Their time of possession, 11 minutes and 39 seconds. Hancock has had the ball for 18 minutes and 21 seconds. They're 210 yards on the ground and 37 yards through the air, a total of 247 yards. Now, when you're getting 288 yards a game on the ground and you have 210 after the first half, you're running the ball pretty darn well. Wouldn't you think, CZ?
The Bulldogs are having it. It's a nice day for the Bulldogs run game, and everyone's getting a little bit of it. DJ Whitmill, Desmond Newkirk, Eddie Battle, and Terrence Rayner, as well as Maury Smith, who leads the Pacific League now with 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, let's go down to the individual stats.
Do
First
it.
for Santa Barbara City, Bradley Clevin, the quarterback, is 12 of 14, having a good day. 74 yards, so you can see most of his yardage, most of his passes have been really quite short. Rushing, Bayonne has 2 carries for a -2 yards, and Bradley Clevin has a -3 yards on 2 carries as well. Receiving, Cornwell has got the ball 3 times for 13 yards. Cyrus Wallace has caught the ball 3 times for 28 yards. Jared Favors 2 for 26 yards, and Bayonne 1 time for a -4 yards. And Stockton has caught the ball 7 times for 11 yards. Penalties. I guess I shouldn't say anything about penalties.
I did that last week, and then I totally jinxed us, remember?
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about penalties. It's just not very many folks. How about that? Allen Hancock College, in the first half, their quarterback, Matt Garcia, has thrown the ball 8 times for 37 yards. On the ground, Whitmill's only carried the ball twice for 35 yards. The young man's averaging 110 yards per game so far this year. Eddie Battles carried the ball 7 times for 42 yards. Desmond Newkirk 7 times for 55 yards. Maurice Smith 7 times for 38 yards. Terrence Rayner has carried the ball 6 times for 40 yards, and Matt Garcia has carried the ball 2 times for 3 yards.
I'm curious why we haven't seen DJ Whitmill. I'm sending a message down to the sideline to see if maybe there's an injury or he wasn't feeling well today, because it's not usual on a day like today when you're going to be running the ball as much as the Bulldogs will be, why DJ Whitmill is not running the ball.
While you're doing that, CJ, at halftime I got a couple of, for those that haven't seen us before, at halftime we scattered and we just let you look at the ocean, the bay, the boats, and everything else. I mean, but I've had a couple of texts. One from my daughter in Texas. Her and her husband are listening to the game. And
Wow,
they do every week.
awesome.
And then
Hannah!
my wife's best friend, who she grew up with,
Yes.
Debbie, she is listening from Leeds, England for the
Wow.
first time ever.
They used to talk. I remember that June would talk to her for 3 hours once a week, right?
Yeah,
On Sunday?
now I call on Sundays.
Now
and
you're
it's
the one.
Not quite as long as that, but I listen more than I talk. Let's put it that way. She's a real sweetheart. I really love her dearly. And so, yeah, shout out to both of them. And we're getting more.
DJ Whitmill does
Ankle.
have a little bit of a problem with his ankle. We don't know what the official injury is or if it's severe, but because they are up 21-0, they're sitting him for precautionary reasons, knowing that there are 2 more important league games next week, hosting LA Pierce, and the following week on November 16th on the road at LA Harbor. And if the Bulldogs want to get into a bowl game, it's crucial that they go undefeated in league play, and DJ Whitmill is a big part of that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, 8-2 will get them, I think, into a bowl game. It'll probably be on the road. It won't be at home. But don't forget, they played a couple of good teams in Citrus and Ventura, the 2 teams that beat them.
The Bulldogs kicking off to open up the second half. The Vaqueros won the coin toss and deferred it. They are trailing Allen Hancock 21-0. The Vaqueros lost at LA Harbor last week 35-10, and they will play at Santa Monica College next week. The second half is underway. The kickoff, fielded in the end zone. He brings it out to the 5. He's at the 10, 15. Tackled at the 20-yard line where the Vaqueros will start. the second half. Jalen Smith, the ball carrier, the freshman out of Spanaway Lake, Washington. 12 kick returns coming into the game with 343 yards. His longest is 65. He also is a punt returner. The freshman brings it out to the 21. And the Vaqueros will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21 here in the second half.
Well, don't forget that last return that he had went for 50 yards. The young man has got 71 yards on 2 returns today. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Take that to the bank.
We've got a new quarterback in for Craig Meropolis' offense, Scotty Forbes, the sophomore, a transfer from Wagner College, now the play caller. Gives it to Jamal Cornwall.
And Cornwall picked up about 6 yards. That's probably their largest gain so far today on the ground.
Scotty Forbes coming into the game, 45 of 87 in the air for 407 yards, a touchdown, but 8 interceptions. He's carried the ball 36 times for a touchdown and 22 yards, only 2 yards. Scotty Forbes, now the signal caller for the Vaqueros. It's a 2nd and 3. Will Bayonne, the ball carrier. Doesn't look like it's enough for a first down. He gained about 1. It'll be
3rd and about 2.
good math, Irvin. Good math.
Yeah, I
Gosh, what would I do without you?
That was my strong point.
Got a mathematician on my right and a mathematician on my left. Luckily, I don't have to think. I'm like a sandwich calculator. I know it was completely vague and weird, but it is what it is. 21-0. Bulldogs in the lead. And the Vaqueros on a 3rd and long 2. Forbes, he's in trouble, chooses to run, crosses the 30.
I think he's going to pick that up, or it's going to be real close.
He is close to the first down marker. Scotty Forbes, the new quarterback for the Vaqueros, and he does. He gets a Vaquero first down here early in the second half.
You know, he was hit in the backfield, should have been brought down, wasn't, and scrambled to pick up that first down.
5'10", 195 sophomore. He's from Sterling, Virginia, a transfer from Wagner College.
Now, whereabouts is Wagner College?
In Wagner, of course. It's a 1st and 10.
And you're certain of that?
I am so certain. So certain. Will Bayonne, the ball carrier, he gets 5 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 5. Charles is going to find out where Wagner College is.
Yeah. I hope it's not in Wagner. I hope it's in Pittsburgh or something like that.
It's probably in Des Moines, Iowa. We could guess, but we're not going to. It's 2nd and 6 from La Playa Stadium in Santa Barbara. We've had 2 sailing classes out in the distance and a football game right here, and it's a first down for the Vaqueros on a complete pass by Forbes. Wallace, the receiver, gets the first down.
Yeah, ran down. He knew where the sticks were, ran out and cut outside, was wide open, hit all right on the numbers. Nice pass, nice reception.
Wallace runs over to the sideline to get some help with the play, and he takes it back to the huddle.
You know, CJ, something I got to tell all the listeners out there is that when you travel with you, you'll talk to anybody. Stray dogs, people walking down the street, and I'll get back to it after this play.
1st and 10 from the 45. Forbes set up in the shotgun, and he's confused. He's got a running back moving in motion to the far side. He doesn't like what he sees, so he calls a timeout, and we will too. With 11 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Bulldogs up 21-0. You're listening to Allen Hancock College Bulldog Football and Athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family-owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Welcome back to Allen Hancock College football. The Bulldogs up 21-0. The new quarterback For the Vaqueros, Scotty Forbes went to Wagner College. It is not in Wagner, Irvin.
Well, we don't know that. Wagner might be a suburb of Staten Island in New York.
Forbes rolling to the near side just before he steps out of bounds. An incomplete pass intended for Favors.
But to get back to my story with a couple of plays ago about you'll talk to anybody, there was two young lads sitting down here in front of us. You went down and chatted to them, one from Massachusetts, one from the Bay Area. They're both redshirting to play football here next year. They came to Santa Barbara sight unseen, and they love it.
Yes.
How can you not? Look at this.
Both quarterbacks, the red shirt from the Bay Area and the gray shirt from Massachusetts.
Yes.
And decided he wanted to play junior college football on the West Coast. Saw pictures, but said he didn't have any idea what he was getting himself into, and he showed up and he was like, wow, look where I'm going to school. It's a 2nd and 10. Favors trying for a quick pass up the middle, and it bounces in front of his intended receiver, Bayonne. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, wait till one of those two young lads start paying taxes, and then they might think they want to go back home.
Well, and if they don't have a car yet, they won't feel the burn on the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is from San Francisco. So the kid from Massachusetts will feel the burn if he's driving a car, and he's spending $2 a gallon on gas in Massachusetts and $4.35.
That's if you're lucky.
It's a 3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions by Forbes. Vaqueros trailing by 21. He's in the pistol. Looking to pass right away. He's in trouble. Runs to his left, still trying to find someone. Not only is he sacked, but he fumbles the ball and it bounces out of bounds. A lucky bounce for the Vaqueros. And once again, Mr. Barrera, who we used his name a lot last week on the Bulldog defense, E.J. Barrera, making some big plays for the Bulldogs. And there is a Santa Barbara College player down on the field. It looks like it's Brendan Chapman, the offensive lineman from West Salem, Oregon. He's down. We're going to take an injury timeout with the Bulldogs up 21-0, 11-16 remaining in the third. You're listening to Bulldog Football at Athletics. HancockCollege.edu.
Oxford Suites, located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates. Community Bank of Santa Maria for Santa Maria style banking. That's what they call a home field advantage. Visit them online at yourcbsm.com or visit one of the branches located at 2739 Santa Maria Way or 1421 South Broadway in Santa Maria.
Homeowner Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria, Homeowners helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to La Playa Stadium. The Vaquero is walking off the field on his own. We always like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
11-16 remaining here in the third. It's a 4th and 10.
Yeah,
Are they calling that an incomplete pass?
Yes.
Are you serious? There's no possible way he was throwing the ball. No way. Did you watch that replay, Brian? There's no way.
It'll cost us to look at the instant replay.
You got to pay $25 every time you use the replay machine, so we're going to hold off on that since it's a 21-0 lead.
Now we're only getting $20 for meal money, right?
If it was a closer game, we would pay for that replay. The punt is off, even though the snap was juggled by the punter. There's not a Bulldog around. The Vaqueros will down it at the 27, and the Bulldogs will take over.
38-yard punt.
1st and 10 from their own 27.
Bulldogs in that first half, so as I said, had 210 yards on the ground. I would assume that they're going to try to speed the clock up by running the ball.
Don't assume, Irvin. You know what that means, don't you? Just ask the guy from Bad News Bears. Anybody? Nobody?
Assume?
Yeah. Here we go. Good. Perfect. Let's change the subject. Right away, Garcia gives it to Rayner. That's a nice run by Terrence Rayner.
Pickup of about 7.5, 8 yards. Again, right between the tackles. Bulldogs have had so much success today on the ground.
Maurice Smith now in the game. Probably won't see DJ Whitmill again today. We'll find out more throughout the week to see if he's healthy enough to play against L.A. Pierce next week. 2nd and 3. Smith. Traffic.
I don't think he made it.
I don't either. No way.
I think he only picked up maybe a yard at most. Geez, that offshore breeze has really blown that smoke away in the Santa Barbara area today, eh?
I just watched a windsurfer do a flip in the ocean and then crash. It's still cool.
And that's our play-by-play announcer, folks.
Windsurfer with the black and orange sail on a pitch on the 3rd and 1. Rayner, and it looks like he got a Bulldog first down.
Yeah, went around the edge on the right side. Again, if he hadn't just been tripped up, there was plenty of green grass in front of him. And now you got us all looking at the windsurfers out there.
You could put the camera on the windsurfer just for a second. He won't. He's like, no, I'm not distracting people from this football game, no matter what you say.
That he is our executive
He is
producer.
definitely the boss, and that's cool with me. 1st and 10. There's an opening, and it's another Bulldog first down. Maurice Smith, another nice run, a 14-yard run for Terrence Rayner.
And what because of the precautionary reasons that they're not running DJ Whitmill, it's allowing some of these kids that don't get as many carries normally to run the ball today. And then, I'll tell you what, they're stepping up to the plate.
Sure are.
Much like the Nationals.
You want to talk baseball but not windsurfing? On the 1st and 10. Rayner. The last play it was Smith. This time Rayner, the ball carrier. I'm sure you can tell by the angle of the camera that the white numbers on the gray jerseys make it a little difficult to see. So excuse me if it was funny because I was driving down here from Santa Maria. Oh, I feel so good about all the numbers this year. I've been doing such a great job. And then all of a sudden, here we are with the sun directly in my eyes. Shame on me. Shame on me. On the 2nd and 6, Smith, wide open, Maurice Smith. A 41-yard touchdown run for Maurice Smith. That is number 11.
Hurdled a defender right at the line of scrimmage, and after that it was just open grass for him to run pay dirt.
Who's the track coach in Hancock? You know they're going to be recruiting him as soon as this season. Louis is watching him.
No, he is not.
He's not.
No, it's Kenna Walter, one of my old employees.
Kenna Walter is going to be watching Maurice Smith as he hurdles over football players today, recruiting him for that outdoor track and field season in the spring. Another touchdown for Maurice Smith, now 11 on the year. The kick is up. The left-footed Zacharias with his 4th extra point of the game. He's now 34 of 37 for the year. Bulldogs up 28-0. We will come back with 8:02 remaining in the 3rd. It's Bulldog Football at Athletics.HancockCollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Welcome back to La Playa Stadium on the coast of Central California at Santa Barbara College. The Bulldogs on a 41-yard touchdown run by Maurice Smith. Now lead it 28-0. The kick is up, and it bounces into the back of the end zone for a touchback for the Vaqueros. That drive, Irvin?
6 plays, 73 yards, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Off the clock. Maurice Smith, his second touchdown of the day, a 41-yard touchdown. He's having a great day. 11 touchdowns on the year.
Wow. He's 6 ahead of the next person in line in the Pacific League. Awesome. Maurice Smith, Richmond Hill High School in Georgia. Vaqueros now on the offense, 1st and 10 from their own 25, trailing by 28.
Is that in Richmond?
Is that Honus Wagner? It is. That was Honus Wagner, and Honus was waiting for his big hit the game, and that was his biggest one. He always has one. One huge hit for the freshman out of Cunning, Georgia, North Forsyth High School.
Young man knows. He's got a nose for the ball.
He does.
Him and Barrera both. They really have a nose for the ball. They're going to be Johnny on the spot. Another cliche thrown by the old guy.
You're good.
Yeah.
23 tackles coming into the game for Honus Wagner. 20 assists and 2 sacks. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12. A quick pass play to the near side, caught by Wallace, and then he trips on his own feet. Doesn't get enough for the first down. But it's a 9-yard reception for Wallace, the freshman out of Dos Pueblos, right here in Goleta.
But when Forbes comes to the line of scrimmage, he looks out at both flats, and both receivers have about an 8 or 9 yard cushion. And so why not? If you need 7, 8 yards, go that route because the defender's not going to get to the ball.
3rd and 3. From the shotgun. Incomplete. Pass on the near side intended for Wallace.
Tried to throw the slant. The ball was down and behind Wallace. Wallace had absolutely no chance of receiving that ball. Brings up 4th down. It'll be 4th and about 2.5, 3 yards for the Vaqueros.
Looks like Qualik Davis is back to receive the punt. He's at the Bulldog 35. And this is going to be a challenge for the punter, Ray Shea, with the wind blowing pretty seriously. He gets the punt up, and it's a nice punt.
Yeah.
Fielded at the 32. It's a fair catch by Davis. Bulldogs take over. Oh, it was Young. Sheesh. I know. I mean, there's just nothing I could do.
37-yard punt by Shaw.
We do the best we can here. No, it's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all my allowance and I'm going to get new uniforms for next year with good numbers. I'm going to buy them myself as a gift. It's going to be a non-profit donation, an in-kind donation to the Bulldog football program. And I'm going to put my name up on the corner of the jersey that says, "Now I can see, CJ." Can you see my number, CJ? On the 1st and 10. A short gain. No, actually a loss of a couple yards on that play.
Yeah.
Second and 11. 6 minutes remaining in the third. Quick pass play to the far side. Chase Hansen again, the tight end out of Serrano High School. Phelan, California, the sophomore. Hansen's gotten a little more action the second half of the season, Irvin.
Yeah, the quarterback Garcia is rolling out to the right side. He's throwing the right way. It's easier to roll right and throw with your right hand. And Hansen just goes down and out about 4 or 5 yards, and he's wide open in the flat.
It was a 4-yard gain on the play, 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs, up 28-0 midway through the third. Short yardage gain, 2 yards.
I think this is the first time that Cade England will be punting today.
Desmond Newkirk gained a couple yards, making it A 4th and 5, and here comes Cade England. 22 points, 22 punts this season for the Paso Robles High School product, 850 yards. The sophomore standing back at the 23. It's a nice high punt, a fair catch called at the 16. That was the quarterback playing special teams. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
I had to look at my roster to make sure I was reading the number right.
And we have another Vaquero
And there's a Vaquero down on the field at the 35-yard line. We'll take a quick timeout with the Bulldogs leading 28-0, 4:37 on the clock in the third quarter. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Community Bank of Santa Maria for Santa Maria style banking. That's what they call a home field advantage. Visit them online at yourcbsm.com or visit one of the branches located at 2739 Santa Maria Way or 1421 South Broadway in Santa Maria.
Welcome back to La Playa Stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara College with 4:37 remaining in the third. Bulldogs up 28-0. Armando Perez, the linebacker, leaves the field hopping on his left foot, not putting any pressure down on his right foot, but he did get off to the sideline. And
that last punt by Cade England, 45-yard kick, really nice punt.
1st and 10 for Santa Barbara on their own 17. Pass play right up the middle for a complete pass at the 25. Once again, Cornwell. It was almost as if the defenders watched the catch before they went to make the tackle. Did you notice that?
And Cornwell's only, 5'9", 165 pounds. I mean,
5'6", 150. He's teeny. He's my height. Impressive.
You did have to move the seat back when you got in the car.
I did have to move the seat back when I got in the car to go get us some delicious coffee at Handlebar Coffee, one of my favorites. 2nd and 2. Cardwell, the ball carrier. Dalen Cardwell from Northwest High School, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Picks up the first down for the Vaqueros. He should be. He was the leading rusher, right?
Yeah, his first carry of today's game, but he did come in with 34 carries. 1st and 10, Vaqueros on the 32. Pass play intended for the tight end on the near sideline, but it's thrown out of bounds.
The ball just sailed on the quarterback on Forbes.
Yeah, the wind is assisting.
Yeah, the third quarter, the Vaqueros are going against the wind.
I wonder the last time that the Bulldogs, it's early, shut out 2 opponents in a row. I think it's been a long time. I don't think it's ever happened when you and I have been working together.
Ask Brandon. If there's anybody who knows, it's him.
2nd and 10. Bulldogs playing tight defense on the Vaqueros. Forbes Intended for the receiver at the midfield line. What a play defensively.
Yes, it was a great play. He had the inside position. He just
did.
went up, knocked the ball down.
Right in front of him.
Unfortunately, it was hard for us to give credit to the young individual.
I think it was Qualik Davis.
Okay. We'll say it's Qualik
I'm pretty sure it is.
Tremendous defensive
Or no,
play.
it was Seth Mataisi. Seth Mataisi. Oh. Oh, my gosh. Kurt McDonald, Seth Mataisi, or Qualik Davis gets credit for that.
The DB played it really well. How's that?
That is awesome stats. 3rd and 10. Forbes, he's got some time. Throws up to empty field around the 40. And a 4th and 10 for the home team. What's working offensively for this team that they should continue to do next time they have the ball, Irvin?
Well, they're throwing it out to the flats, and they've been open all day long. Occasionally across the middle, but when he goes deep, he hasn't had much luck at all.
Well, that was an overthrown pass, too. 4th and 10 from the 32. Here comes the punter. There's a whistle on the play. Ray Young is down at the 35, ready to field the punt, and there's a flag all the way down there. See that?
Is it too much time?
It's all the way back by an illegal substitution by the Bulldogs. So that'll make it a 4th and 5. Kicks up. Even though it's windy, that was a nice punt. Fielded at the 23 by Young. He gets away from 2 tacklers, and he's still going at the 45, and he's tackled at midfield. Wow, what a run by Rashawn Young. Ray Young has 6 punt returns this season for 79 yards. His longest is 58, and what a run.
That was a nice run. He had blocking out there that was set up for him. 27-yard run back by Young. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bulldogs have the ball at their own 49-yard line.
1st and 10, 3:12 remaining in the third, and there is a whistle on the play. The official wants to replace the ball.
No,
And they moved it 1 yard to
moved
the
it 1
50.
yard.
Wow, that was important.
You know, on the trip down, what is it? An hour's drive?
An hour 15, yeah.
60 miles?
The way Brian drives an hour 15, the way I drive an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But Brian made the comment on the way down, you know, some of the most humorous parts of these games is how the officials react. They just moved it 1 yard.
Oh, goodness.
See, normally it would be 3rd down and 4.
2nd and 8. Maurice Smith. What a day.
Yes.
For the freshman. With DJ Whitmill on the sideline, Smith getting a majority of the carries here for the Bulldogs, and he's definitely showing he wants the ball. Hey, your duck friend just flew in front of us. Or is that a teenage seagull?
It's a teenage seagull.
It's probably got the munchies. Looking for something in the stands. You know how you can tell a teenage seagull from an adult?
Ask him.
How? Eddie Battle. The teenagers are all grayish, brownish, and as they become adults and they mature, that's when they turn gray and white. The only reason I know that is because I live at the beach and I get to watch them nest every year and watch them grow up.
Okay.
I get to watch flight school. I get to watch feeding school. It's actually kind of entertaining. The little things in life that entertain me. 1:36 on the clock here in the third, ticking down with the Bulldogs up 28-0 and a 2nd and 5.
absolutely nowhere to go for the
Nowhere.
Bulldogs.
It's a loss.
They're giving him up to the 30-yard line. I don't think he made it that far.
Smith again. It's now 3rd and 6.
Go down and ask that guy for a nibble of something.
The Seagull?
Yeah. Don't look up here. These people all eat healthy.
You don't want any Thai chili lime cashews.
No hot dogs or anything up here in this broadcast booth. Brings up 4th down for the Bulldogs on the 30-yard line.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Fourth and 6. Oh, there's the Seagull Mama. See? Teaching him how to fend for himself. Does not look like the Bulldogs got this. The Vaqueros will take over on downs.
One of the first times today the Vaqueros have actually stopped the Bulldogs.
Yeah. Maurice Smith gained about 3 on the play. Not enough for a first down. And now Santa Barbara take over on their own 28. We're winding down here underneath a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if the Vaqueros get one play. Clock stopped for a change of possession. And the play clock is winding down. He just got the play off. It's a run play by Bayonne.
Loses about 2 yards. There was nothing on the right side. There was plenty of Bulldogs there to stop him and impede his progress.
One of them, I bet you wouldn't believe, it's Honus Wagner, and with a little bit of help from Jackson Valencia. The 3rd quarter is now in the books. Bulldogs up 28-0. We will come back with your 4th quarter of play. Live from La Playa Stadium with the Vaqueros and the ball. Right here for you on athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Oxford Suites, located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates. Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Welcome back to Santa Barbara College. The Bulldogs up 28-0. It's a 2nd and 12 for the Vaqueros, now moving from right to left. Forbes looking for a pass on the far side, and it looks like there's going to be a pass interference call.
There's 2 flags out there. Yeah, it will be.
They tripped up on each other, but we'll see what the call is.
But the problem wasn't the defensive back. The problem was that Forbes had all day to just sit there and look for an open receiver. As a defensive back, you can only cover your opponent for so long. You just can't do it.
What's the call?
It'll be pass interference.
Let's
and
see.
it'll be,
Where are they taking it?
It'll be 15 yards. It's not spot call. 10 yards or 15 yards? 10 yards.
Do you have some 3rd quarter statistics for us, Irvin?
Yeah, let's go individual. Garcia's 5 of 9 for 41 yards. Smith has carried the ball 12 times, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Total rushing, 308 yards for the Bulldogs. Total yards, 349 yards for the Bulldogs.
That's all 3 quarters. Thank you,
That's
Irvin.
after 3 quarters, yes.
Trouble with the snap. Forbes keeps it. He's running, and he's got a first down. And he's pushed out of bounds inside the 40. He ran with confidence.
Nice run by Forbes. Probably the longest run for the day for the Vaqueros. 21 yards.
$28-0. The Bulldogs with a commanding lead here early in the fourth quarter. The Vaqueros of Santa Barbara have a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Forbes drops back. Looking up the middle, he's got
Wide
an open receiver, and he gets him. Alex Stockton. Full open lane for him to run 39 yards. And the Vaqueros' first score of the game.
Stockton ran a post pattern, went down about 10 yards, cut it across towards the post over on the right-hand side. Wide open. Nobody within 5 to 6 yards of him. Nice pass by Forbes, and so much for the 2 shutouts in a row. Hey?
Did I jinx it?
Yeah.
We have so many things that we think each other jinxes. Between you and me and Brian Dill, there's always one of us is always accusing the other one of jinxing something. Did you know that? Rocco, the athletic director, came up to me after halftime and goes, "Oh, quick first half." And I wanted to go, "Rocco, you're jinxing it." But I didn't want to do that because he's not on my broadcast team. I don't want him to be upset.
But it was a 50-minute 50-minute first half.
I
love those.
The extra point is good. Bulldogs up 28-7 with 14:01 remaining in the game. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Culligan has the equipment and experience necessary to serve all of your water needs, including water softening, reverse osmosis drinking water, salt-free solutions, bottle-free coolers, and water filtration systems for both residential and commercial properties. Oxford Suites, located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates.
Welcome back to LaPlaya Stadium, where the Bulldogs were up 28-7. A little note from the Hancock sideline. Sophomore offensive lineman T.J. Boone out of Clinton High School in North Carolina, an important part of the offensive line for the Bulldogs, came back in. We thought he was out for the year. T.J. Boone came in. When we heard that eruption from the Bulldogs sideline, it was him laying out a Vaquero defender. Nice to see T.J. Boone back for the Bulldogs. There's a hole on the near side. There is a flag right near the 30-yard line. And Qualik Davis, the returner, he has his head down.
I think it's going to be a blocking in the back.
Yeah, and it was a nice return, and he could tell. You could tell he knew that something went wrong and he wasn't going to get all his yards.
That drive for the Vaqueros, 3 plays, 1 minute and 18 seconds off the clock, 73 yards, a 15-yard run, a 21-yard run, or a 15-yard penalty, 21-yard rush by the quarterback, and a 39-yard touchdown from Forbes to Wallace. Thank you, Charles.
Wow. A 30-plus yard return turns into a 1st and 10 from their own 15. Bulldogs, 28-7, leading here early in the fourth.
You know, of all the years that I've been doing Hancock football, we're going back to 2001, the hardest ones to keep healthy are the offensive linemen. They just get so beat up. And to see T.J. Boone and that come back,
yes,
that is inspiring.
18 years, Irvin, you've been on the mic.
Yeah. Still haven't.
It was me for 8, and it was Brad Momberto for all those other 10?
Yeah.
So you've only had 2 partners?
Yes.
2nd and 7. Oh, yeah, Charles and you did the bowl game last year.
Yeah, we did. I enjoyed that.
I was on the East Coast with family. Thank you, Charles.
That was the last one. It was a Rigetti.
It was, and that's why I went to the East Coast. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? You had that whole left room, though. Brian told me that you set up. Yeah, you had a whole room, and you were inside. When we used to do the games at Rigetti, we had a cubby hole down the right side. We literally were sitting in each other's laps. That's why we got to know each other so well.
One time we had to set the cameraman outside.
Yes, 3rd and 3, and there is open field, but Rayner is tripped up at the 43-yard line. Otherwise, he had 43 more yards of open field, but he was tripped up right near the far hash mark. It's a first down for the Bulldogs. Nice run. 35-yard run play by the freshman, Terrence Rayner. He's getting a lot of playing time today with Whitmell on the sideline.
Yeah, him and Smith both.
Both of the freshmen. Wow.
You notice that
Eddie Battle, that was him.
All right, well, I was just about ready to say he has not been in much today because give an opportunity to some other young kids because, every year about this time we're looking at the running backs of the future.
It's a 4-yard gain for Eddie Battle.
Yeah, 2-year future.
Tomorrow's the future.
Hey, are you guys mocking me again?
I am not.
Hey,
I had nothing to do with it. That was Brian, Jill, and Chelsea.
Who invited Charles?
No, that was those two. It was those two. They're in cahoots. 2nd and 6. Us against them. There's a flag.
Got to be holding on the offense.
Really perfect weather for college football. It's our last 6 o'clock sunset with the time change tonight on the West Coast. What are the states that don't change it? Indiana, Hawaii, and Arizona? Indiana, Arizona, and Hawaii. That's so weird. Part of Indiana? How do you do that? All right, you guys on that side of the line, you change your clocks. We aren't going to change ours this year. 2nd and long. After the penalty. And another penalty. The flag is at the 47. And there's a Bulldog down right near the S in Vaqueros at midfield. Slow to get up. Let's see. The trainers are coming out.
But the one county that doesn't change it, that their sales tax goes up from everybody else driving across the state line buying booze, right?
Penalty against the Bulldogs. But the officials just said they declined it, but they're walking backwards and they're okay. So one official said they declined it, but the one with the ball was marking it off, and now he changed his mind, and the ball's back on the 45. Oh goodness! 3rd and 13. Garcia, back to pass. It's complete near the 46 to Terrence Rayner. But it's not enough for a first down.
No, it's going to be about 5 yards short. Rayner, it was screen pass out to the left-hand side. Everybody going to the right, throws it back to the right.
And
back to the left. And
here comes Kate England for the punt. (28-7). Bulldogs with the lead. 10-12 left in the 4th. And the quarterback, Scotty Forbes, is back to receive. He calls for a fair catch at the 10, but he gets hit. Oh, man. Wow.
That's an automatic flag, isn't it?
It's not just automatic. It's just, how do you not see that a guy's calling fair catch? That's your job, unless your eyes are closed. Maybe it was on a blink. And it's the quarterback for the Vaqueros that gets hit. And it's interesting because he's running back the punts, but he's nowhere on the depth chart in statistics for the first 7 games of the season. He never returned a punt until today.
And your point is?
That's weird. It's 8th game into the season. And your backup quarterback is returning punts? Yes. City football is. Probably because there's some injuries! Exclamation point. And now Forbes can't find a receiver, so he heads toward the sideline, and he gains maybe 1 yard on the play.
Wanted to throw it down on the right-hand sideline, but that receiver was covered really well by the Bulldog defender, and he had nothing. That's all he could do was just tuck the ball and try to pick up a yard or two.
2nd and 9. With 9.5 minutes left, he's probably going to be passing quite a bit.
Yes.
Fair?
Fair.
How are the windsurfers doing? The shotgun. 3 wide receivers. And the back in motion is Caldwell. And Cardwell
picks up about 6 yards.
Gain of 5. 3rd and 4 for the Vaqueros.
You know, coming into today, they had been passing only 52% of the time, the Vaqueros, but that certainly has changed today. Most of their offensive plays have been with the quarterback back.
He's in trouble. He throws it to the sideline. There's not a receiver nearby. Maybe they're going to call it a Jared Favors. Maybe he was close enough.
Yeah, but he's outside the pocket, and
so
he threw
okay.
it past the line of scrimmage.
So that's all right. All right. Who says that? But not in high school.
Matthew
I'm glad I don't know those rules very well. Charles Summer knows high school football rules very well.
Did you do a game last night, Charles? 63 to nothing.
What game? Lompoc beat Carrillo 63 to nothing. The punt is up. A fair catch at the 32.
And
dropped by the Bulldog, and the Vaqueros are claiming they have it, and they do. Corey Butler, the defensive back for Santa Barbara, recovers the fumble. And the Vaqueros in good field position now with 8:22 remaining in the game.
Yeah, it certainly is a short field when you say it's only 32 yards to pay dirt.
It was a fair catch. Interestingly enough, Irvin, when the ball was called for a fair catch, there was a special teams player from the Vaqueros right near the Bulldogs, so it might have distracted him a little, and that's why he dropped it.
Well, I think what also distracted him is the ball was moving because of the fact the wind was blowing.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, southeast. And here we go, touchdown
Wide
Vaqueros.
Open, 22-yard touchdown catch by Jamal Cornwell. Jamal Cornwell threw it to Sammy Ortiz, a trick play by the Vaqueros, and it works against the Bulldogs, and the Vaqueros are now just 15 points back at 28-13. The wide receivers on that play, Cornwell to Ortiz.
I mean, there was nobody around Ortiz within 10 yards at least.
And it's a fake extra point attempt, a pass play into the end zone, but it's overthrown, intended for Stockton, and it's a 28-13 game. It's funny the scoreboard operator put a point up. Look, it says 28. Do you have that on camera? You should show that. That's pretty funny. And we were just talking about scoreboard operators in the car on the way down here.
And I know him.
28-13 is the score with 8:14 remaining in the game. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to La Playa Stadium.
That last drive for the Vaqueros, one play, 8 seconds off the clock, 32 yards for the pass from Cornwall to Sammy Ortiz.
A missed two-point conversion attempt by the Vaqueros makes the score 28-13. The kickoff bounces into the end zone. The Bulldogs will take over from their own 25 with 8 minutes and 14 seconds remaining and a 15-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, the Vaqueros with 8 minutes and plus, they're back in the ballgame. Turnover here and there, and they could be real close to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs cannot get complacent. They've got to start picking up their game.
Hey, look, I just sat down for the first time. I'm relaxing, Irvin, for the last 8.5 minutes. You call the game, I'll watch the windsurfers. Just kidding.
Eddie Battle just carried out. He was hit a couple yards past the line of scrimmage and does get out close to a first down. Yes, they're going to give it to him.
Wow.
10 yards.
What a play by Eddie Battle after getting hit right from the line of scrimmage. A first down for the Bulldogs.
One thing about the Bulldog running backs is they always keep their legs moving. And that's how they are so capable of picking up yards after an initial contact.
First and 10 from the 35. Exactly 10 yards for Battle. Another run play, this time straight up the middle. A 9-yard gain from Newkirk.
Yeah, after it being 28-0, now it's 28-13. The Bulldogs need to do what they do best, and that's just pound the ball.
Use the clock.
The old KISS sort of thing on offense, right? Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh, I thought you were thinking like, I want to rock all night, all night. I thought that's what you were talking about, KISS. Yeah. Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys are playing, and I just can't find the time. 2nd and 1. Looks like the Vaqueros defensive line
and they just
knew what was coming.
Absolutely no gain whatsoever.
Third and short.
Yeah, you got to pick up that 1 yard. You got to have the confidence in your offensive line to be able to block. But you look at the Vaqueros, everybody's going to be within 4 or 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yes, except for the 2 defensive backs, everyone is stacked up.
Goes wide with it.
It's a pitch, and it's a first down. Terrence Rayner gets a first down for the Bulldogs.
And the side where there was the Vaqueros were about 7 or 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, that's the where they went to attack. Move the chains.
1st and 10 now from the 48. 5.5 minutes. Clicking here off the clock in the 4th quarter. Next week, your Bulldogs host L.A. Pierce. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff at Santa Maria at Allen Hancock College, and the Vaqueros play at Santa Monica next weekend. On the 1st and 10, Eddie Battle runs into a lot of traffic. There's a flag. The Vaqueros are saying that they have the ball, but there's a flag that gets thrown in the middle of all the chaos. Let's see what the officials decide. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Johnny Aviles, the freshman for the Bulldogs out of Paso Robles High School. It's a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, and it was after the play.
So it should still be 2nd down, right?
2nd and 25 from the 33. Uh-oh. Flags, flags, flags. This is about that time.
Yeah, it is.
5 minutes left in the game.
And when you start forward progress, shouldn't they be blowing the whistle?
They did blow the whistle, Irvin. Both those flags came after the whistle. Wow, that sailboat race, that's really going well out there, huh, Irvin? Charles.
Obviously, neither one of you have ever been on the water.
Okay, yes, we both have. And Charles
Sailing, racing?
Charles and I are convinced that what's going on out in the ocean is not a sailboat race because they're all hanging out together, moving around. There's nobody in front, nobody. There's a lot of extra boats, which means those are probably the instructors, right, Charles?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's the party boat's the big one in the middle.
Right, the big party boat. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other boats on one side.
And now most of them are heading north and going around the buoy. Yes, thank you, folks. Let's go up.
How are we going to find out? We're not going to know. That's going to be one of those things we'll never find out. Seems like they might have figured it out on the field. Wow, it's against the Bulldogs. A 24-yard loss in 2 downs, and there was no football played. It was just flags.
No, actually both of them
Oh,
were.
right, it was after the whistle. Yes, there was a play. Yep.
Dead ball penalties.
Oy. 2 dead ball penalties in a row. And now it's 3rd and 34. Think they're going to run it?
Yes.
From the 24? 4 minutes and 54 seconds. 28-13. Bulldogs with the lead. This is the 3rd Pacific League play for both teams. And Garcia hands it off to, I think it's Newkirk. Eddie Battle.
And that'll still take another 35 seconds or so off the clock. It'll be down under 4 minutes when the Bulldogs do punt.
A 6-yard gain on the play, making it 4th and 28.
I imagine Chris Dutra will let it get down the play clock down to 1 or so or 2 and then call timeout.
Good guess. Under 4 minutes now on the game clock. Play clock is at 6. Yep. Seth Damron called the timeout. Bulldogs take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Bulldog Football. They are up 28-13. It's Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
With 3:48 remaining in the contest, it's 28-13 Bulldogs.
I tell you,
I heard a whistle, but it looked like they called Cade England down.
low snap. The snap never got back to him.
Yeah. So now, with 3:41 remaining in the game, the Vaqueros come back out inside the 20, Irvin. How did it get to this?
Well,
it's all the fourth quarter.
You had the turnover on the punt. This
Right.
wasn't a turnover because it was 4th down,
Right.
correct, Charles? And so it gives them – sorry?
No, it's not a turnover, but it's on downs.
On downs.
Which is just a change of possession. First and 10 for the Vaqueros from the 19. There's a flag, but Forbes is in trouble. He's running himself, and he steps out of bounds at the 16.
I think it's going to be holding on the Vaqueros.
The Vaqueros sideline is fired up right now. It's a two-possession ball game.
Yes.
And a flag. Holding against the offense, you were right. It was a 3-yard game, but that's going to change with the penalty.
Brings up first and 20.
Vaqueros from the Bulldog 29 have 3 minutes and 33 seconds on a first and 20. Forbes wants to pass, so he decides to run. He couldn't find a wide receiver open, and he gets about 5 yards, not much.
But with Forbes, if you're going to run the ball like that, the first thing you got to do is look for the sidelines and stop the clock. It keeps that clock running.
And he didn't. He stayed in bounds. Two-yard gain for Santa Barbara.
Under 3 minutes and counting.
I think they have 3 timeouts left. I don't think they've used one this half. Forbes in trouble. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage, and now it's a 3rd and 13.
Probably the original.
No huddle.
Originally, they were thinking, let's use the timeouts when the Bulldogs get the ball back. Keep everybody in front of you.
Pass. It's complete at the 8-yard line. And it's a first down for the Vaqueros.
First and goal.
Cornwell, the freshman, with the catch. First and goal from the 8. Just about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Forbes looking to pass. Looking in the end zone. No receiver nearby. Clock stops because of the incomplete pass. It'll be a second and goal from the 8. 28-13, Bulldogs with a lead just under 2 minutes to play. Scotty Forbes coming into the game was definitely a game changer for the Vaqueros.
Right.
Second and goal.
I mean, the first quarterback, he was 12 of 14, but he only threw it for 74 yards in that first half.
Right into the chest of the wide receiver, and he couldn't hold on to it. Third and goal.
The old grab your helmet afterwards?
Frustrating. .153 left in the fourth period.
Third down and goal from the 8-yard line.
And there's a timeout on the field. Timeout. Bulldogs will take a timeout as well with 1:53 remaining. Bulldogs up 28-13. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Oxford Suites, located at 651 Five Cities Drive, just 1 mile from beautiful beaches. Oxford Suites offers special Allen Hancock College team rates. Community Bank of Santa Maria for Santa Maria style banking. That's what they call a home field advantage. Visit them online at yourcbsm.com or visit one of the branches located at 2739 Santa Maria Way or 1421 South Broadway in Santa Maria.
Homeowner Chevrolet, Located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria, Homeowners helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to LaPlaya Stadium. Bulldogs up 28-13. Vaqueros with the ball on a 3rd and goal from the 8. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Santa Barbara's got 2 timeouts left. Hancock has 1. In motion, Forbes from the shotgun. He's still looking. He's got time in the end zone. And he overthrows the tight end in the back of the end zone to make it a 4th and goal.
Yeah, that ball was high enough that nobody could catch it unless you were about 10 yards back further.
He did have some time.
Yes, he did. He had plenty of time. That makes it so difficult on your defensive backs, too. You've got to try to get a rush in there and make him throw the ball a little quicker than he normally would.
Fourth and goal, do or die for the Vaqueros with 1:47 remaining in the game, down by 15. Forbes from the shotgun. He wants to pass, and it's intercepted in the end zone by the Bulldogs. Intercepted Bulldogs. He threw into double coverage, and Kyron Smith was his 3rd interception of the season.
So what are you hitting me for? I mean, the lights are out, right? Party's over?
I didn't say that. Holding on to the ball is the main goal of this possession for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
If it stands, the Bulldogs will move to 7-2 on the season, 3-0 in Pacific League play. The Vaqueros will move to 2-6, 1-2 in league play. It's a 1st and 10 from the 20.
And Maurice Smith came out to the right side, picked up about 5 yards, and that's about the 5th or 6th time today where just a shoelace tackle has brought a Bulldog down when there's nothing but grass in front of him.
Maurice Smith. And looks like there's a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. With 1:34 remaining in the game. Bulldogs up 28-13. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to LaPlaya Stadium in sunny Santa Barbara, California. Your Bulldogs of Hancock College are up 28-13 with the ball on a 2nd and 4. And
Newkirk.
Santa Barbara's taking another timeout, using their last timeout of the game. With 1:29 remaining, it's 28-13 Bulldogs. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Welcome back to Allen Hancock College football. We appreciate you being here. Irvin Kiger and CJ Silas bringing you all the play-by-play coverage this season. With 1:29 remaining, it's a 3rd and 6, and it's a pitch from Garcia to Maurice Smith, who dives out of bounds around the 30, and we'll see where they place it. It might be enough for a first down. It could be a little short.
Yeah, the referee on this side of the field, the lines judge, is about the 29-yard line is what he's saying. It's going to be fourth down, but the Bulldogs, what they're going to do is they're going to let that play clock run down and take another 28. Oh, he went out of bounds. You stay in bounds.
Kate England coming in to punt. The wind has died down here in Santa Barbara. 28-13. England's punt is up. He takes it at the 41 on a fair catch. The Vaqueros offense comes back on the field with just a minute and 13 seconds remaining.
The ball will be on their own 36-yard line.
35-yard punt.
35-yard punt for Kate England. You're right, that wind has died down, though, hasn't it? That's what's taken the sailboat so long to get back to the starting point. Yeah, the finish line.
The starting line, the finish line.
That's
It's a
not
relay.
a class,
It's a
folks.
relay. Scotty Forbes, the punt returner and quarterback in the shotgun. He's in the pocket. He wants a pass, but he's in trouble, and he's sacked at the 27.
With no timeouts left, the clock will continue running.
Quinton Faison, the sophomore, sacks the quarterback Scotty Forbes. Faison's first sack this season. The clock's now ticking under 1 minute. A loss of 9 yards on the play. Second and long for the Vaqueros, trailing by 15 with 35 seconds on the game clock. Forbes in trouble again,
And
now he's sacked at the 17. Justin McKinai, the freshman from Honolulu, Hawaii, his third sack of the year.
And a 9-yard sack. That should, with 13 seconds and counting, that should be it.
I think Charles moves around the microphones to get his best angle so that we can hear him on the broadcast. He got in the perfect angle of my microphone to tell you about that 9-yard loss on the sack. He's part of the broadcast. It's just the way it is. He's a teamer. And that is it. After 8 games, your Bulldogs are 6-2 on the season. 3-0 in Pacific League play. They beat the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara 28-13. Santa Barbara goes to 2-6, 1-2 in league play. We're going to come back with your statistics from the game, your guesstimated statistics for the game. Once again, Bulldogs win it 28-13. You've been listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to La Playa Stadium, where the Bulldogs beat the Vaqueros 28-13. We've got our abbreviated statistics with our statistics guru, Irvin Kiger.
Thank you, CJ. Matt Garcia, the quarterback for the Bulldogs, he was 6 of 10 today for 46 yards. DJ Whitmill only ran the ball twice. They kept him out, precautionary, perhaps an ankle problem. He ran the ball twice for 35 yards. Eddie Battle had 16 carries for 78 yards. Desmond Newkirk, 11 carries for 64 yards. Maurice Smith, 16 carries, 108 yards.
Wow.
And Terrence Rayner, he carried the ball, that is 13 times for 113 yards. So there was 2 Bulldogs over 100 yards today. Both of them have been playing second fiddle this year to Whitmill and Eddie Battle. Nice to see these young kids getting an opportunity. Receiving, Rayshawn Young caught 1 pass for 4 yards. Kajon Lakes caught 1 pass for 9 yards. Chase Hansen caught 3 passes for 28 yards, and Terrence Rayner caught 1 pass for 5 yards. Other than that, all I have is penalties. The Bulldogs were penalized 81 yards.
Wow.
That's about their average.
But in the first half, you didn't want to jinx it, remember?
Yeah, they were only penalized 6 yards the first half,
Wow.
75 the second.
That'll do it from here at Santa Barbara College. Next up, the L.A. Pierce team comes to town. The Bulldogs will host at the Allen Hancock College football stadium on campus. It is a 1 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
It is the final regular season home game for your Bulldogs. And then they will be on the road on November 16th to close out the season, a 3 o'clock kickoff at L.A. Harbor. Right now, your Bulldogs are 3-0 in Pacific League play and 6-2 overall. For our technical director, Brian Dill, our statistician to the Stars, Charles Summer, who is soon to be father. He made his announcement today that he and his wife, Becca, are expecting, and he told me he's going to name the kid Irvin Carolyn. So it's going to be perfect. We're both going to have our name.
I think that's perfect.
That's a great name. For Irvin Kiger, I'm CJ Silas.
I see.
We sure appreciate you listening to Bulldog Football. We'll be back next week. L.A. Pierce at Allen Hancock College. We will bring you the pregame show at 10 minutes until 1 o'clock, kickoff at 1. Once again, the final score, 28-13. Your Bulldogs with the win over the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara College. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great afternoon and evening here on the coast, and do not forget to turn your clocks back if you're awake tonight at 2 a.m. or tomorrow when you wake up. Once again, we appreciate you listening. Bulldogs win it 28-13. You've been listening to Bulldog Football and Athletics. .hancockcollege.edu.